upsetting.
Yeah. It is upsetting, yeah. We're showing what happens to animals so we can eat them.
Well, I don't like to eat them.
You don't? Most people don't like to eat them, but we do.
I've given so much meat out of my diet, it's incredible.
Fantastic.
It's a bit of a process.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of them when you see it?
It's kind of hard, especially with the little chickens. The male one gets...
Yeah, you know what happens to them?
Yeah.
They get ground up alive? Yeah. So it doesn't make you feel good? No. Do you still eat animals?
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, yes.
Yeah, and most people say that. How you going, mate?
G'day, these are the abattoirs, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this down in Melbourne, I think, also.
Have you? This kind of demonstration?
The same one.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
What do you think?
Oh, well, I already know about it. I see it all the time.
Do you?
Unfortunately, I subscribe to these things.
Oh,
not that I like to, but it's...
Keeps you informed?
Yeah.
Do you still eat animals?
I do.
Oh, okay. Tell me why.
Why?
Yeah. Have you seen footage like this before?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
But, I've seen it all, and it's just awful. It's just awful.
It's awful, isn't it?
It's bloody awful.
Yeah. Hurts your heart sometimes too. Yeah. What about you, mate? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Why did you choose to do that in the first place? Was it because you saw something like this, or?
Just a personal growth thing, really, I guess. I'm an energy healer, so it's all about energy and detoxing, so things, people, thoughts, food, go to there. And then it's like, I don't want to kill the animals so much, so...
Yeah, because what we put in affects us on an energetic level, you know.
Yeah, the fear in the meat when you kill them, we're actually eating, etc., etc. So...
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask myself why I'm eating this.
That's great.
For example, the chicken, but I have the mindset that if I personally can kill the animal, I'm alright with my mind that I can eat this meat. But if I'm thinking I won't be able to kill this animal, I don't eat it. But
so do you kill the animals that you eat?
No, not really.
Well, first of all, how does it make you feel when you watch it?
This is bad, and I choose to try to be going for free range, and that's meant to be free range.
So you know a lot of what I'm going to tell you. So the question is, why are you still eating them?
I've grown up with it. It's systematic, and
as it is for everyone.
Towards becoming.
So is it sort of anti-cruelty to
animals?
Well, it's not just anti-cruelty; it's anti-use. We're showing, we're showing people what happens to animals so we can eat them on all levels. And so it's not necessarily how we're treating them. It's we're asking people, why are we using them in the first place? Why are we eating them? Because ultimately, I mean, even if the conditions, even if the treatment was really great on a beautiful farm, they all ultimately have to be killed for us to eat them. So it's not, are we cruel to them or are we nice to them? Ultimately, we're killing them, which is in itself, of course, cruel.
I do still eat eggs and eat yogurt, so I'm not vegan. And I probably can't even call myself vegetarian if I eat at times seafood and things like that. But I don't eat red meat, and I don't eat pork products, and I don't eat a lot. But
You've started.
Adjustment.
But I think I'm able to kill them. I don't think that if there is a market on the street, and there's like a chicken, and I need to kill it, that I eat it, I would be able to kill it.
Do you think it's easy to say that when you're removed from the situation? But if I had a chicken right here, for example, like those little baby males that you said,
that's something different.
Why is that one different?
I don't really know. I think because they're so small and helpless. I don't know. That's something different. Really.
So what's interesting is that the animals that grow a little bit bigger that we kill to eat for their flesh, they're actually still babies themselves. So although they're day-old male chicks, so they're really tiny, the chickens that we eat for meat are also, they're about 6 weeks old.
Okay.
So they're still babies, but they are genetically manipulated, or they're selectively bred to grow very big very fast so that the industry makes more money.
I don't believe in the vegan websites where you have people, and you're not doing that, but there's some people who say you're evil because of your upbringing or whatever. I mean, they don't. I aim for more gently trying to go forwards.
Look, every single
away
vegan
from
you've
that.
ever met wants ate animal products as well, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we understand. We've been there. We've all been raised the same way.
Yeah,
I ate meat for 29 years. Then I went vegetarian.
I'm working towards it. My girlfriend was vegetarian for a while. And
Okay.
but
You're working
I agree
towards
with
it.
you.
Okay. Okay.
It's hardcore to just switch from this to that at any level.
Well, look, some people do, and some
it's-
people take more steps.
Yeah.
So what I can definitely tell you is, regardless of the colour of the flesh of the animal, so whether
Yeah.
it's red meat or white meat,
Yeah.
the animals will suffer exactly the same.
For sure.
Right?
But I think the bottom line is actually just simply being conscious of your choices and being aware of what's going on.
Sure.
And that
So
is-
that's the first
where
step.
I'm at.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we need to take that consciousness, that
Yeah,
awareness into action.
yeah.
So if I had a chicken right here, and I took a knife and I said to you, okay, here's your hand, here's your knife, chop her head off.
I know what you mean.
Right? So I think we can say things to ourselves from a distance, but then when we put ourselves in that
Yeah, of course,
situation,
of course.
you wouldn't be feeling, I don't think, too good about it. So the question to ask ourselves is, do we need to eat animals? So tell me what's holding you back. What obstacles are you finding? Because your heart's saying
Habits.
it's not, it habits. All right. So is it
31 days.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like, 31 days to take you out of the habit. Like smoking, like cigarettes.
Yep.
It's the same thing. I managed to quit cigarettes, but
There you go. So here we're looking at eggs, because a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Oh, I've seen them.
You
yeah.
have?
Yeah.
Have you seen what happens to the baby male chicks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they get mulched.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen.
And do you think that that is a good thing energetically?
Oh no. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
no.
what is the reason why you're still?
Oh,
eating
sure.
eggs?
Okay, so I guess it's a conflict within what you know and do as a habit,
Yep.
and then what you are transitioning into the new
Yes.
thing.
It's something we've
Yeah.
always done,
Yeah.
so we're used to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think there's a difference between that kind of killing animals and killing animals that have good living conditions. To be honest, I don't really eat often meat that's very, very good because it's too expensive.
Right.
That's one big reason.
Sure.
It's too expensive.
If the animals are kept in the best living conditions,
Yeah.
do you know where they have to go before they end up on your plate?
What do you mean?
Well, from the farm to the dinner table, what happens in between?
Yeah.
What?
They get killed.
Exactly. So the point is that it doesn't matter which farm we're talking about, what the conditions are, they all have to go to the same place, which is
Yeah,
a
I know.
slaughterhouse,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And so to the animals, it doesn't matter to them because we're slitting their
Yeah.
throat and chopping their head off at the end of the day. So they might have a great life, but then they say, you know what, you betrayed me, you gave me a great life, you made me feel safe, you made me feel comfortable, and then all of a sudden I'm here with all the other animals from the terrible farms ending the same way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah?
Yeah.
my uncle, he's got 10,000 head of cattle, but
Right.
he's not doing this.
He's still
got-
sending them to slaughter though.
He is, yes.
Right, so that's what we're talking about, the ultimately that they're all killed. It's not necessarily the
I agree with that.
treatment.
It's a sort of Buddhist and all that sort of thing, like completely. I mean, it is an animal with a spirit. It is an animal, in my opinion, with a consciousness.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
What am I doing in my own space? It's like, okay, meditation, and I mean, like, okay, the Buddhist, the Buddha would say, about meat eaters. So what are they? Are they bad for eating meat? No, and it's about your
Okay.
development.
But it's the way you kill them as well. I mean, if you've got to do it, if you've got to slaughter an animal.
So the question is, do we have to slaughter them?
Well,
And how do you humanely slaughter them?
Don't forget, if it wasn't for animals, we wouldn't be standing right here talking to each other.
Why?
Well, how do you think that man, thousands of years ago, survived?
Yeah.
With their, not just the skins that kept them warm,
Yep.
but
Yep.
the meat that gave them protein
Yeah.
to enhance our brain.
Yeah, sure. So that was
absolutely true.
that's a survival situation.
Sure.
But now in 2019, we have a decision to make because we're not in a survival situation. And there is science also telling us that back in that survival situation, yes, we can eat because that helps us out.
Right.
We also discovered fire, which means we could cook things like sweet potatoes, and we had more calories, so that helped our brain.
Choices.
Right?
Also, it's like what we've been fed is we need protein.
Yep.
So now I have to relearn where the hell do I get my protein from
Okay.
if I'm not getting it from
Animal products. Do you think that you can get protein from plants?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And but that is a learning process in itself.
Sure.
And I've had to really seek that out.
A lot of the footage that we're showing tonight is actually from what we think are better farms, from free range, from organic, from farms that have RSPCA approval. So in Australia, it's like a higher welfare tick, but it doesn't actually mean anything when you look at the footage.
Yeah.
Right? It's just labels that make consumers feel better, like it's okay, it's from a better farm.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense. Here's my best advice that I can give you. I've been vegan 7.5 years, right?
Okay.
And I've spoken to a lot of people. The best thing I can say to you is don't overthink it. Because this is what a lot of people do.
I believe in mindfulness, and I believe in
I do
thinking
too. I'm also a yoga
through.
teacher. I used to, teach meditation.
And what does it mean to be not overthinking? Because
What I mean is,
truly,
yeah.
it's like fighting mindfulness.
No.
I
I look at this and I go, how does my heart feel? Is this right or wrong?
Okay,
right?
so you're going for emotion.
No, I'm not
Well,
emotion.
feeling,
It's
feeling,
everything.
vibration,
It's everything.
vibration.
So here's the great thing.
Yeah.
All plant foods contain carbohydrates, fats and protein.
Yes, and I've just learned this.
Yeah.
But it's been a process, right?
Yeah.
So while you're saying don't do this, because it's an easy concept to say, it's an easy understanding concept to say don't kill things, because most people will be in alignment with that, right?
Yes.
However, when you're being brainwashed to believe protein and need it, etc., 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 well, where's the solution? Well, you can get it from all things. So, but it's not so freely given to you, that information.
Exactly. So that's why we're here having these conversations,
yeah, it's
right?
fantastic.
So,
and you have to know that it's Friday and it's been a busy week, and I'm really tired and I've had a few pints because I've caught up with my cousin interstate.
I can smell your few pints. That's all right.
I think vegetarian is maybe something I could do, but the veganism is, I think, very hard for me because I really like and really eat a lot of milk and eggs and stuff like that.
Sure. All right, I've got one question for you. Are you a baby cow? It's a serious question. All right. So, and I asked this, and everybody's like, "What do you mean, am I a baby cow?" Do you know why a cow produces milk in the first place?
Yeah, for the small.
For the baby, right? So we are the only species of, and humans are animals too,
Mother milk,
right? So our mothers produce milk for us, and then we grow up and we don't need milk anymore. We do it for the taste.
Yeah.
But the great thing is we can still have all those products made from plants. So I still drink milk, I still have cheese and yogurt and ice cream and everything. They're made from plants instead. So we have those alternatives. I look at this and I say, is it food or violence? What would your answer be?
Of course, there's the obvious answer.
What is it?
What I already, and you don't have to take that from me because you know that I agree with you.
So you'd call it violence
you're trying
too?
to find a pivot point for me.
No. I'm just saying, when I say I don't overthink it, I see it. Yeah. I say it's not right. It's violence. Yeah. We don't need to eat animals.
I agree with that.
So then why would I do it?
And I agree with. There's a dissociation. There's a product which is in the Coles or within the Woolworths, which is completely distance from the actual process of the slaughtering of the animals.
And from the actual animal themselves.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So in 2019, we're not in a survival situation. With an abundance of plant foods. We have plant alternatives for all of the animal products. So again, the question is,
where'd you get
why?
your protein from?
Where? Plants have protein.
You're talking about
You eat a
everything.
lot of plants.
No,
You don't.
Yes, you do.
Well,
You do.
I've been. That's okay.
Gram for gram?
Yeah. So,
What's the difference?
well, here's the thing. Every single whole plant food on the planet contains carbohydrates, fats, and protein.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're eating food, you're getting enough protein. Our protein requirements are actually very small. Now, we have vegan athletes, we have vegan bodybuilders. They're showing us you can get enough protein, of course.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and if you look at our largest, strongest land animals, the elephant, the gorilla, horses, rhinos, they're plant-based, right?
Yeah.
So here you go, they're mincing them up alive, right?
I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Because I
And
know.
so if we can't see it, then we need to know that every time we purchase these products, we are directly paying for it, right?
I know, yes.
So what I can do is I'll leave you a card with some more information because you've been asking for more resources, right?
Yes, thank
So
you.
I believe in bringing people to the reality of animals having a consciousness and the reality of
Look.
you know, not trying to kill an ant, even, you know, like these kinds of things. I believe in that.
Sure, you know, some things are unavoidable, obviously, but this,
I agree with you.
This is something that we can avoid every single day, 3 times a day. We can choose who we put on our fork.
Generations of people eating meat. Yeah, how are you going to change that?
You won't change it, my darling.
Well, we are changing it though. I mean,
This is a good cause, I must say.
Yeah,
You're not
so-
going to change the world.
hold on. All right. So I think you've seen it. It's in your heart saying it's not
I've got
right.
a lot of just kind of, and really it's just being so busy, and it's just such a dreadful society. I just watched a doco last night about minimalism.
Yes, I'm a minimalist as well.
Ah, yeah.
There you go.
I'm on my route to that.
Yeah.
It's just about cutting out the white noise, if you like.
Yeah, and you know what the most important thing is though? Because everything else, we can cut out the white noise, we can reduce the amount of things in our lives. The only difference is that this here involves someone else's life. So this is the most important one to focus on, because everything else are just objects, inanimate objects, right?
I'm against sending an animal from a pasture, like from a place where my uncle's got a huge 10,000 cattle. Putting him in through the slaughterhouse. You know, when you're taking the horns off them, when you're turning them into steers, you're putting them through the fences.
It's hell. It's absolute hell.
Absolutely. They're taking the horns off. It stops the cattle from actually cutting themselves.
Well, no, we can't put them in a situation where they're going to cut themselves and then say, oh no, I'm going to be the saviour and cut their horns off to save them.
That's easy to say, but some people have too many things going on. They focus on too many things.
I know, it's all the same.
Like that's what I'm referring to as white noise. It's like,
So think about the red noise. The red noise is the red blood of animals.
Yeah.
Right?
I hear.
Focus on that, and the rest can be sorted in time, because that's someone's life. So I'll leave that one with you.
Cool. Thanks.
I can give you a card with some more resources to help you out, because I know that you're thinking about it, and I think that's really great that you've seen this.
The topic is interesting, of course.
It is very interesting. So thanks for stopping by and chatting.
Yeah,
all right. Bye-bye.
I'm not aiming for any judgment as to this or that. I mean, if you want to go and talk about the infrastructure, sure, you know, that's what you're sort of saying right now, and, you know, putting a very strong judgment on that, but, you know, it's infrastructure.
Okay,
and if you want to go for judgment on infrastructure, you know, push it towards putting it into a direction where you can have permaculture and you have the animals in their own space where they're not going, where they can keep the horns and they're not going to hurt each other, absolutely, but, you know, don't push a judgment.
Well, we're having a discussion, so...
there was a judgment involved there.
I think there's nothing wrong with...
strongly on
That's okay, it's an opinion. That's all right. All right, let me ask you... That's fine, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, if you were the victim, right?
Yeah.
If you were the victim...
Which I can accept.
Would you be okay with someone cutting part of your...
push and a position, which is where I look at these vegan websites, I see people like this, and I strongly disagree with that. You must change your mind kind of point of view rather than guiding people to a better place.
I'm guiding you.
Forcing yourself on people, and I'm going to say goodbye.
How is that? How am I forcing you? Oh, you've got to be joking. Remember, if you ask questions, you're forcing your opinion. So I'll leave that one with you.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, very welcome.
Yeah, all right. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
The plant-based food industry is one of the most invested in industries at the moment. So Forbes, a magazine, they're not vegan. They are about business, economics. They're about... They said 2019 is the year of veganism.
No,
we have Richard...
It's a trendy
Let me finish answering your question, sir. So we have Richard Branson. We have
Richard Branson
investing millions of dollars into plant foods. We have Leonardo DiCaprio, for example. We have Bill Gates. We have people who are into business who are saying
lefties.
No, they're not. They're business people. They're business people. They follow the money. So they're saying,
Al must be on your side as well, of course.
look, as long as they're investing in plants and not hurting animals, I don't care what they are, left,
So
right,
what about
whatever.
insecticides then, and pesticides
What about them?
that go onto the plants?
Yeah.
You're going to ingest that as well?
Well, you're eating that anyway.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're eating animals.
They're not full of
What
pesticides.
do you think the animals eat?
What do you think it keeps the flies off the lettuces that we eat?
I know that. It's not about being perfect. It's about realizing that if this is not okay,
Sweetheart,
then
sorry.
can you please not call me sweetheart, because that's very patronising.
Yeah, it
I've
is,
called you
actually.
sir. All right.
That's all right. Cheers. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
I know, that's all right. Would you like a card for some more information? Because I felt like your heart was a little more open.
Come on.
Really? Ciao.